Now in 4 News Now at 6, we are there in Riverside State Park as a cougar is tranked and collared. It's a story you'll see only here on 4 News Now.
Well, the witching hour is here. I'll show you what to prepare for as you head out the door for a little trick-or-treating in your First Alert forecast.
And the FBI spends the day hunting for answers at the house where 4 University of Idaho students were killed. You're watching 4 News Now at 6 o'clock. And we begin with breaking new details in that deadly house fire in Millwood. The Spokane Valley Fire Department says an improperly discarded cigarette caused the fire that killed 2 young boys and 2 dogs. Thanks for joining us. I'm Derek Dice. Bronte Sorotsky is live in Millwood tonight with the very latest. Bronte.
Derek, we've learned that this fire was caused by a cigarette. It was thrown out improperly and it landed on what we're calling flammable material. From there, we're learning that it spread to inside of the house very quickly. When fire crews got to the home, they found 2 children inside. They were able to get into the kids' bedroom and get them out. They did everything that they could to keep those kids alive.
Every effort was made to resuscitate those 2 boys, and unfortunately, we weren't able to accomplish that.
The fire department says it does its best to educate the community about fire risks and say they hope they can keep any more of these tragedies from happening. Now that the fire department asks that you keep this family and community in your prayers. Reporting live in Millwood, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
All right, Bronte, thank you. The FBI is back at the King Road house where the 4 University of Idaho students were murdered almost a year ago. All of the plywood has been taken down while law officials gather more information. This investigation comes after suspect Bryan Kohberger's trial was delayed indefinitely in late August. Kohberger is accused of murdering Kaylee Gonsalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin in that off-campus home almost a year ago. Marissa Rio explains why the FBI wants this additional information and shows us what they're doing.
FBI is here right now and they're using several 3D scanners. Law enforcement is basically here mapping out the house for further investigation.
The FBI is working to build visual and audio exhibits as well as a physical scaled model of the King Road house. Something they weren't able to do when the original trial date was set to take place this month. Laser scanners surround the perimeter of the home so law enforcement can capture 3D digital photos. A few drones also fly above for aerial footage. According to a statement released by the University of Idaho, visual displays like these take months to build. The trial delay may give them the time they need. Part of the university's statement read, "While the measurements and details needed to build a model were taken at the time of the initial investigation, the FBI is using this extended trial timeline to gather their own measurements and images now that the personal property has been removed from the premises." Moscow PD tells me that the FBI is working to produce a product that prosecutors can use in trial. Due to the gag order in place, law officials were unable to elaborate or make further comment. The university has granted the FBI access to the house both today and tomorrow. Reporting in Moscow, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Well, the body of a man found in a North Spokane landfill 34 years ago has finally been identified. Take a look at this picture here. This is Clifford Bippus. The last time his sister saw him was in 1989. His body was found by the driver of a bulldozer at the landfill. At the time, investigators couldn't identify him, so he was buried as an unknown man. Bippus's DNA was preserved, though, and this month, a man searching for his biological dad entered his DNA into a database, and it was a match. The identity was confirmed through DNA testing of Bippus's sister. All right, you'll want a coat and probably even a hat and gloves when you take the kids trick-or-treating. With temps continuing to drop just a little bit, let's send it over to Chris Crocker with your First Alert forecast.
Be ready to keep track of your kids' gloves then, because it's hard to open candy with gloves, Derek. But yes, it is going to be a cool trick-or-treat, but dry. We do have those clouds moving in, but they're not going to be producing anything for quite a while. Temperatures right now are in the 40s through the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Head up to Deer Park and you find some 30s also around Bonners Ferry. We're in the 30s right now, 34 in Colville, cooling down quickly in Sandpoint at 37, but close to 50 right now in Lewiston. It's 39 in Ritzville. So yes, you will want a jacket as you head out the door. We'll be in the 30s in Spokane by 8 o'clock. Cooling down more slowly than we would otherwise with clear skies, but we're still headed down into the 20s for a morning low. Meanwhile, here are 4 things to know about your weather. It's going to be a dry and mild trick-or-treat, but we have got rain late Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and beyond. I'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes, Derek.
Well, an influencer with hundreds of thousands of followers has called for the murder of Catholic Charities workers. Today, Catholic Charities of Eastern Washington responded to those threats, voicing their disgust. Allison Martinez is in studio with the details.
Stu Peters is a far-right internet personality with over 1 million followers across all social media platforms. Over the weekend, Peters attacked Catholic Charities during a speech about immigration. Today, we heard from the president and CEO of Catholic Charities Eastern Washington, who says comments like this are unacceptable.
People like Stu Peters will not take up any space in our heart or in our minds.
Conservative internet personality Stu Peters aimed fire at Catholic Charities over the weekend. In a speech that was later uploaded to X, Peters said the best way to stop undocumented immigration is, quote, shooting everyone involved with these fake charities, end quote. He referred to Catholic Charities as a good example. Today, Catholic Charities of Eastern Washington publicly responded on X, saying these comments are deeply disturbing and could endanger Catholic Charities. Stu Peters then responded from his verified X account, saying, quit playing the victim.
It's not rocket science what we do at Catholic Charities. We feed the hungry, we welcome the stranger, we heal the hurting. That's what we do. For someone to make a call out there to shoot or murder people for feeding the poor and serving people in need, it's unacceptable.
McCann says since Peters' tweet this afternoon, they've received direct messages with threats like your day of reckoning is coming.
Regardless of the fact that I might not be afraid, we have almost 500 staff who did have a genuine fear here.
McCann says his organization isn't going to apologize for their work.
We're proud of the work we do, and we're proud of our staff that does it. And people like Stu Peters that want to instruct others to shoot and murder us for doing that work, my only message to Stu Peters is come talk to me. I'd love to have a conversation with you. It won't go well for you.
Catholic Charities has notified Spokane law enforcement about the tweets and says it's taking extra steps to protect its staff, especially in the Immigration Legal Services program. Reporting in studio tonight, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, Allison, thank you very much. The Spokane Valley City Council has deferred a vote on a new plan to address homelessness across the city. The action plan consisted of these 3 main points here behind me, one of them being to prevent people from becoming homeless in the first place by addressing this city's housing crisis. According to the plan, 25% of renters in Spokane Valley are severely cost burdened, meaning more than 50% of their household income goes to paying rent. Experts say it's this group of people who are the most at risk of becoming homeless. Now, to do this, the plan looks to fill the gap in middle housing that includes more multifamily housing like duplexes, triplexes, and quadplexes. The City Council deferred the vote because it wanted more time to make a decision. It's important to note this is just a roadmap, and the city would still need to come up with ways on how to fund these types of programs outlined in the action plan. To see other ways the city could tackle the housing, you can see the full action plan on KXLY.com. Well, Spokane County is getting closer to building a new 10-acre park in the West Plains. Once complete, the park will preserve the area's open space and nature while providing new outdoor activities. The proposed park will be located at Melville and Fruitvale near the Plains Golf Course. The park could bring playgrounds, fields, turf, and picnic shelters to the area. Spokane County Parks and Recreation is currently putting the finishing touches on its master plan and will present that to the Park Advisory Committee and county commissioners later this week. Construction could start as early as next year. Still ahead here, the Biden administration is targeting financial advisors. The new rules, the president says, will save you thousands in retirement fees coming up.
And an update on Washington State running back Nakia Watson and his status for Saturday's game against Stanford. That's next on 4 News Now.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by Everhart Painting.
It's time to remodel your bathroom. but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,000 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Money Sense, brought to you by Washington Trust Bank.
Relationships are key on the court. They're also key when partnering with your banking team, working towards financial goals.
Yeah, that's so true, Anton. It's kind of like the camaraderie you have with your basketball team, right? Same thing with your bank. More specifically, your local banker. Those conversations can go a long way to bring some of your financial goals even closer.
What can people do to build a strong relationship with their banking team?
Communicating on a regular basis about your financial goals and what you want to achieve is a great place to start. Then your banker knows what product or service or maybe financial support that they could provide you to help you get there.
What should they come ready to talk about?
It could be a quick hello, maybe a brief conversation about your personal goals or your business goals. Maybe we have a sit-down one-on-one conversation about challenges that you're facing, or maybe some goals you want to set for yourself. The most important thing, Anton, is to come prepared, be honest, open, and ask all your questions. Because us as bankers, we're only here to help.
Money Sense is brought to you by Washington Trust Bank. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andes' priority. Get ready for the cold with a high-efficiency furnace from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andes offers a wide range of top-quality heating systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andes' team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can trust Andes to diagnose and fix any issue efficiently. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
What's better than warm cookies fresh from the oven? All the tasty ingredients for warm cookies on sale. Yum!
Mix up the savings this Thursday for Super One Foods 12-hour bake sale. 2-pound Food Club powdered or brown sugar, 98 cents, first 6. Nestle baking chips, $1.98 a bag, first 3. And 1-pound Food Club sweet cream butter, $1.68, first 2.
Super One Foods 12-hour bake sale. This Thursday only. The savings are sweet.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Well, no need for scary movies or haunted houses. The last few weeks have been a nightmare for Washington State football. Welcome into sports. I'm Julian Minnesome. The Cougars have lost 4 in a row. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Head coach Jake Dickert will be heavily involved in the defensive game plan for Saturday's game against Stanford. Dickert, who is the former defensive coordinator, gave up most of those responsibilities when he took over as head coach 2 years ago. Now, the Cougars have given up 36 points a game over this 4-game losing streak. Dickert says he's doing this because something needs to change.
You know, I'm going to be through every phase of it and trying to find an edge. And, you know, that isn't a panic thing. That's just something where I feel like I can be an asset at this moment and trying to find ways to be better and more solutions and more attacking. And, you know, I think we've just gotten stuck on a few things. So to find ways to get over that hump, I think it's necessary at this time.
Now, sticking with the Halloween theme, Washington State could be a skeleton crew this weekend against the Cardinals. Starting running back Nakia Watson is questionable for Saturday's game. Watson left the 4th quarter after suffering a leg injury. Dickert says Watson did not break any bones or anything like that, so that's good news. But the team is hopeful for his return. And cornerback Shaw Smith-Wade is also questionable this week. Smith-Wade missed the Arizona State game over the weekend due to a soft tissue injury. He remains day-to-day. Kickoff against Stanford is at 6 o'clock on Saturday night in Pullman. Now, it'll be a reunion at Eastern Washington University this weekend. Former Eagles head coach Paul Wulff makes his return to Cheney to face his old team. Wulff is now the head coach at Cal Poly. Wulff was the head coach at Eastern Washington for 8 seasons in the early 2000s. Prior to that, Wulff spent time coaching the Eagles' offensive line, where he also coached current Eastern Washington head coach Aaron Best. Best says it's going to be all love when he sees his former coach on Saturday, until they kick off, of course.
It's tough to walk away knowing one of the two of you is not is going to be grumpy, but I'll hug him. Always have, always will, no matter the outcomes, no matter the situation. You honor the ones that got you to your spot, win, lose, or draw, and whether they're tough times or not tough times, that's always going to be the way it is.
Kickoff is at 1 o'clock on Saturday in Cheney. Of course, Paul Wolf also spent time at WSU as well. Interesting story that Aaron Best told at the press conference today. Wolf actually hired him. Best wanted to be a high school coach. That's where he thought his future was going to be. And then Wolf said, no, you're coming to coach with me. And he guess you listen to your mentor when you say you got to do something.
Good thing he listened. Yeah. And Paul's had a big rebuilding project there at Cal Poly as well. All right, Julian, thank you so much.
If you don't have the chance to rake tomorrow, you might want to at least take the time to clear the leaves away from your storm drain. The rain will start tomorrow night, and we have several days of wet weather in the forecast. I'll let you know what to expect after the break.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day.
4 News Now is brought to you by Andy's Heating and Cooling.
You didn't ask to get in a car wreck, but here you are, injured, out of work, and the insurance company wants to fight you on everything. You didn't pick this fight, but you can pick who finishes it.
Call 800-LAW-0842.
Okay, everyone, our mission is to provide complete balanced nutrition for strength and energy.
Ensure with 27 vitamins and minerals, nutrients for immune health, and Ensure Complete with 30 grams of protein.
Spokane's homeless plan is not working. In the last 6 years, Spokane's homeless rate has nearly doubled, while the U.S. rate barely increased. And while many unhoused persons genuinely need a helping hand, others have accelerated Spokane's problems of crime and open drug use. Similar-sized U.S. cities don't have these problems, but Spokane became home to the largest homeless camp in the state of Washington. Why Spokane? Hear the answer at curingspokane.com.
I'm Jen, and I'm a member at Canopy Credit Union. I heard an ad on TV. It sounded like a situation that I was in, and I thought, not having the greatest credit, there's a story behind that. It's not just bad credit. It was like, no, like we're here to just welcome you in and help build a future for you rather than judge you based on your past.
We are a place where when you come here, you feel that your story matters and that we're going to find some way to make your dreams become reality.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
GMA Thursday morning, Missy Elliott, right before making history when she goes into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Hey,
only on.
I am here with Missy Elliott. Come on now, kick it. Good morning, America.
All right, welcome back. Here is a live look at One Spokane Stadium, where the LC girls soccer team is hosting Hanford in a playoff game right now on a chilly Halloween night. But the cold is the least of our problems with a long streak of wet weather on the way now. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker to see when that rain is expected to start.
Well, at least after trick or treat. That's the good news. Yes, that is the main thing. We've got Halloween in the bag with dry conditions tonight. Rain will come in late Wednesday. I'll show you the computer model in just a moment. And then there's more rain and more rain through the weekend and beyond. We are going to make up for some lost time because we are definitely running below average here to date for precipitation. Partly to mostly cloudy tonight. We'll have some clearing tomorrow morning that will allow that temperature to drop into the 20s. A mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, 47 degrees for a high temperature tomorrow, which is close to average. Satellite and radar right now, no returns on the radar, but we have plenty of clouds drifting through. The good news is that will keep our temperatures a little more mild than they would be otherwise for our trick-or-treaters. Here's our forecast, satellite and radar, starting off at our current time. Those clouds will be in and out through the next 12 hours. Here's Wednesday at 6 a.m. Then we're going to see those clouds move in a little more meaningfully throughout the day on Wednesday. Here's Wednesday, 24 hours from now. but that wet weather is crossing the Cascades, moving into the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area around midnight. By 7 o'clock in the morning Thursday, that rain is going to be coming down across the region, and we'll likely continue to see that rain through the day. On Thursday, 100% chance of rain, then a little bit lighter, spottier precipitation Wednesday, and then rain off and on right on through the weekend and beyond. Here's some of the projected rainfall totals for the next 7 days in many locations through eastern Washington and north Idaho. In excess of an inch, 2.5 inches in Coeur d'Alene and Kellogg, 3 in Moscow, 1 3/4 inches in Lewiston, lighter rain in the Columbia Basin, and then it picks up again in the Cascades. Tonight will be our last night below freezing in most locations for probably a week. 28 degrees in Spokane, 31 in Coeur d'Alene. If you still want to plant some bulbs, your ground will likely be thawing here over the next few days. Wednesday's highs will be in the 40s and 50s. Again, right about average, if not a hair below in Spokane. Then that rain kicks in Thursday all the way through Tuesday of next week. Our temperatures, though, are actually increasing. We'll be in the 50s Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and overnight lows quite a bit warmer. We'll be well above freezing, even in the 40-degree range on some of those nights. Of course, that clock there, it's good sleeping weather, and you get an extra hour of sleep this weekend. Daylight saving time ends Saturday night, Sunday morning. Today is the last day of our annual Coats for Kids campaign. You can drop those new or gently used coats off at any of the locations on your screens yet tonight, or go to KXLY.com/coatsforkids to make a monetary donation, and I'll do the shopping for you. Also at that link, you will find the places where we are putting those coats out for distribution. I know it's starting to really get cold. You need those coats, and we will take care of the kids. There are a number of spots around the Inland Northwest where you can get those. And of course, the people of the Inland Northwest have stepped up once again. We should be able to keep every child warm this winter.
Yeah, love to hear it, Chris. All right. Now, in case you're wondering where Kirsten is tonight, she's actually out trick-or-treating with her husband and daughter. Check this out. They are dressed as Mike Wazowski, Sully, and Boo from the movie Monsters, Inc. Love it.
I love that. It's so cute. And take a look at this photo of these 3 little Ghostbusters a viewer shared with us. It looks like they just finished trapping Slimer based on the fact that they are covered in slime.
Pretty good stuff. We want to see your Halloween costume. Just head over to KXLY.com, share your photos with us, and you might even see them featured tonight on 4 News Now Nightside. We'll be right back.
Download the KXLY Plus app for breaking news.
Set your sights on scoring a win at Mr. Quad Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries. Win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Learn more at MrQuad.com.
Monster Night is upon us.
It's Halloween on Dancing with the Stars.
These ghouls know how to party.
Monster Night on Dancing with the Stars, live tonight on ABC and Disney+.
My name is Steven, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had a large tumor in my left lung in November of 2018. We went through in 2020 doing a lot of end-of-life planning. Summit was very aggressive in my treatment of diagnosis. Since then, with my recovery, we're doing a lot of life events. I love the people there. I would recommend Summit Cancer Center. My wife calls it a miracle.
At first, I used Better Than Bouillon for broth, and then stir fries, sauces, even marinades. And now there's the Culinary Collection. Italian herb for pasta, smoky chipotle for fajitas. It's like the deliciousness never ends. Make everything better with Better Than Bouillon.
There is a place where magic seems to hide around every corner, where cherished memories are born in twinkling snowflakes, where enchanting adventures await all who explore. Where is this real-life winter wonderland? Nestled by the lake is Coeur d'Alene's Holiday Light Show, an experience memories you will never forget. Discover Santa's all-new North Pole with holiday getaways starting at only $250.
The classic Hollywood story. We meet the hero, the Nissan Frontier. Hero faces seemingly impossible challenge. The plot twist. The hero prevails. In Hollywood, this would be the end. But out here, we're just getting started.
Begin your story at Nissan's Truck Month today. Get a low $429 per month lease on Frontier or get 0% APR financing for 60 months on Titan.
Set your sights on scoring a win at Mr. Quack Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries. Win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Learn more at MrQuad.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by BECU, not-for-profit, all for Spokane.
Well, new at 6 o'clock, President Joe Biden is targeting financial advisors in his latest crackdown on junk fees. The administration says a new rule will help Americans save money. This, as polls show, Biden is still struggling to win over voters on his handling of the economy. ABC's M. Nguyen has the story.
President Joe Biden unveiling new efforts to crack down on junk fees, this time for retirement accounts.
These junk fees may not matter to the wealthy, but they sure matter to working folks in homes like the one I grew up in.
The Labor Department proposing a rule that would raise the bar for financial planners who give advice to Americans on 401k plans and other retirement accounts. The rule tackling retirement savings seeks to close loopholes that allow advisors to recommend investments that aren't in the best interest of their client in order to secure a higher commission. The White House estimates those conflicts of interest can cost Americans as much as 20% of their savings over a lifetime, and argues the new rule could save tens of billions of dollars.
I'm proud to announce that my administration has taken our most comprehensive action ever to eliminate junk fees.
The economy top of mind for most Americans as the president ramps up his 2024 re-election campaign. Earlier this month, the administration put pressure on several industries, from concert tickets to hotel rooms, to fully disclose their fees to consumers up front. If that ban goes into effect, companies charging junk fees could also be fined and even forced to pay customers back. The latest data shows the U.S.'s GDP grew nearly 5% last quarter, better than expected, with unemployment at record lows and wages up over the last year. Despite that, inflation remains stubbornly high, and the president continues to face low approval ratings for his handling of the economy. The new proposals are part of the administration's economic plan dubbed Bidenomics. Officials have yet to give any guidance as to when the changes could take effect. M. Nguyen, ABC News, Washington.
Well, the cost of job-based health care coverage for next year is expected to rise at its fastest pace in years due to inflation. Benefit consultants say while companies will pay the brunt of the increase, employees could also end up paying higher premiums and out-of-pocket costs for care. The average increases for 2024 are still unknown. Employee premiums increase an average of nearly 2% for this year, with employer costs rising an average of 4.5%. Experts say the impact of inflation is often delayed in the healthcare sector, since the contracts between medical providers and insurers tend to be locked in for years. All right, we have much more coming up tonight on 6:30, including why neck guards for hockey players are selling out in part of the country. And this cougar will spend weeks listening to dog and human noises. Coming up, how it's meant to better help this fierce feline coexist.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When your toilet's running, your drain is clogged, you've blown a fuse, or your outlet has suddenly just stopped working, your local Ace Hardware store has just what you need to take care of those overwhelming plumbing and electrical issues today. We're right around the corner with a large selection of plumbing and electrical supplies in stock. And we've got the helpful folks that'll answer all your plumbing and electrical questions. Come see us today.
Why join UFCW 3000? I'm the lead person when we negotiate with employers for better wages, benefits, and working conditions.
I don't need the union all the time, but when I do, it's nice to know I'm not alone. I'm one of over 50,000 members. Thanks, UFCW 3000.
Our website can both answer your questions and connect you with our team who can help you explore your union opportunities.
The most important issue in this mayor's race? Crime and public safety. I'm Nadine Woodward. We cannot let Spokane become Seattle. It's why I increased police patrols, opened new precincts, and got dangerous offenders off the streets with our Violent Crimes Task Force. My opponent? She's helped fund criminals and is supported by anti-police activists. I'm proud to be endorsed by law enforcement. I'm Nadine Woodward, and I approve this message. Let's make crime illegal again.
Start living your life to the fullest by living simply in a tiny home from Portable Cedar Cabins. Less is truly more with all the amenities and comforts of a traditional home with a much smaller footprint. Each home is custom built and ready for you to move in and start enjoying the little things in life, including financial freedom. Homes from Portable Cedar Cabins are about half the price of the competition and about a quarter of the cost of a traditional home. Contact Portable Cedar Cabins today. Your worry-free tiny home is waiting for you just north of Spirit Lake, Idaho on Highway 41.
Time is running out. Shopko Optical can help maximize your vision benefits and FSA dollars before they expire. Get a comprehensive eye exam and discover your new style. Call Shopko Optical or visit shopko.com to schedule your exam.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
All right, welcome back. The weather is pretty close to perfect for trick-or-treating. At least you're going to stay dry, right? But
yes.
The question is, Chris, will the dry weather be sticking around?
No, not at all. Little more than 24 hours left of dry weather. And then, oh my goodness, we have got a lot of rain to move through. But the headline should be dry and mild for trick-or-treat. At least the kids are happy. They're not coming home sniffling and sneezing and soaking wet. The rain will arrive late Wednesday into early Thursday morning. It is going to be soggy this Thursday, and I'm going to go over in greater detail what you can expect on Thursday in just a few minutes. The wet weather is going to stick around for the weekend and beyond. But again, back to the trick-or-treating, temperatures are in the 40s in most locations. We have dropped to 38 in Cheney, 37 in Deer Park. We have certainly have had colder and wetter Halloween nights, to be sure. We've had them in the teens. So this is pretty good in comparison. It's 49 right now in Lewiston, 30s for Grand Coulee, Colville. It's 34 right now in Bonners Ferry and Sandpoint. So may need to bundle up a little bit, but light winds, that is definitely helping. Now, tomorrow, this is your last dry day, your final warning for raking and clearing the storm drain and maybe bringing in the patio furniture for the year, or the season. This is the day to do it because we are in for some rain, and once it starts, it isn't going to stop for a while. I'll be back to tell you all about that in just a few minutes.
Well, houndsmen were chasing a cougar at Riverside State Park today, which had a close encounter with a local bicyclist just a few weeks ago. Crews are putting a collar on that cougar so they can track down and study its behavior around people. Peter Choi explains why this study matters for your safety.
4 hounds and crews were chasing down a cougar at Riverside State Park on Tuesday. Bart George with Kalispell Natural Resources is patiently watching the cat climb up on the tree.
So take a look at this behind me. So the cougar is right up in the tree right now, but he's way too high up there. So we're waiting for him to come down and move to the lower tree for his safety.
George says the cougar study started 3 years ago because of many serious cougar attacks in the past.
So we're trying to find a way to help cougars and people coexist and use this park safely.
So what they're doing right now is they're changing the battery on this collar and also checking his health, make sure he's okay.
This is how the study works. The team puts a collar on the cougar. The cougar will listen to human voices and dogs through a speaker. Then we'll study the cougar behavior for weeks.
What we're trying to do is we want them to have a negative association with human voices. So when they hear people, they're looking to get out of the way, get to cover, stay away from people.
We removed a lot of cougars, and that's a lot of them in the Tri-County area, including Spokane and Lincoln counties.
Tony Leonati with Fish and Wildlife says the project has helped the department already.
We've been able to use this project as a tool, a non-lethal tool, to really help with the response to these incidents and show to the residents and people that cats can live amongst us.
The Kalispell Natural Resources says it plans to complete the project by next March.
We want to publish this information and get it out so that state managers have it available and hopefully utilize that.
Reporting from Riverside State Park, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
All right, pretty wild. In North Idaho news, 3 people will spend the next few years in jail for selling meth in North Idaho. David Churchill, Jonathan Chrysler, and Jack Magnus were sentenced for selling drugs in either Sandpoint or Coeur d'Alene in separate cases. To learn more about each of their cases, including the connection Magnus has to an inmate's death back in 2021, you can look for this story on our website, KXLY.com. All right, we have a consumer alert now for anyone who buys Victor Super Premium Dog Food. Mid-America Pet Food is voluntarily recalling 3 lots of select beef meal and brown rice formula due to a salmonella risk. The recall is for the 5-pound, 15-pound, and 40-pound bags. They all have a best buy date of June 12th of next year. The FDA says salmonella can affect animals, and there is also a risk to people handling the contaminated products, but no human or pet illnesses have been reported. Well, neck guards for hockey players are selling out in some areas after the death of professional hockey player Adam Johnson over the weekend. Video of the game in Sheffield, England showed Johnson suffering a serious neck injury after colliding with another player. After Johnson's death, British hockey officials announced neck guards will be required starting next year. In the U.S., neither the National Hockey League nor youth hockey require neck guards, but it appears demand for them is growing.
I'm no stranger to spending a little extra money to make sure he doesn't get a concussion in football. I'll do the same thing so he doesn't get his neck sliced open in hockey.
War Road Hockey Company just started selling neck guards recently and said Monday they've already sold out. Well, millions of people have used the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, but according to a new study, most say they wouldn't turn to it again. Only a quarter of people said they would likely turn to it in the future if they or a loved one were suicidal or having a mental health crisis. Less than a third of people with severe psychological distress who had already tried 988 were likely to use it again. The study's lead researcher says the data shouldn't mean the service is a failure, but that it will take some time to get it right. The study was published Tuesday in JAMA Network Open. All right, holiday shopping season is quickly approaching. Coming up, how to save a few bucks on the electronics that are sure to be on your kids' wish list next. And before we go to break, we wanted to share some more Halloween photos from you. This is Jennifer and Spence Kane from Hayden, dressed up as Dorothy, and the Lion from The Wizard of Oz. We'll be right back.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Tony Award-winning musical phenomenon Les Miserables.
The tradition continues. BECU presents Beanie Night when WSU takes on Stanford November 4th. Attend the game and check out BECU's new beanie creation, free for all Coug fans. WSU battles Stanford and BECU Beanie Night November 4th in Pullman.
Betsy Wilkerson doesn't just talk about strengthening community safety, she spent her career doing it. During her tenure on City Council, Betsy Wilkerson increased funding for our police and firefighters every single year. Betsy voted to prevent open drug use in our streets while increasing mental health resources. And Betsy secured funding for our Spokane police and fire academies to invest in top-notch training. So don't believe the lies and attacks. Betsy Wilkerson's record of strengthening community safety is clear.
I'm Betsy Wilkerson, and I'd be honored to have your vote.
Attention RV shoppers! R&R RV in Liberty Lake has just lowered prices on every motorhome, fifth wheel, and travel trailer in stock. Last year's models are slashed to the lowest clearance prices you will ever find. We're talking jaw-dropping savings on Montana, Rockwood, Cougar, Winnebago, and more. Don't delay. R&R RV's fall clearance sale is on now. Quit dreaming. Just do it. Hurry to R&R RV to claim your new RV and save thousands. Visit R&R RV in Liberty Lake, I-90 exit 296, or shop now at rnrrv.com.
Affordable? Yeah, we got that. Stylish? Got that covered too. Quality? You can bet on it. And during the Veterans Day sale at Furniture Row, you'll find huge savings on sofas and sectionals, dining groups, bedrooms and kids' beds, and mattresses. Plus, decorating your home just got easier with 4 years, no interest. And to salute our armed forces, all veterans and active duty military get a special in-store offer. Shop the largest selection at the lowest prices guaranteed. The Veterans Day sale, on now at Furniture Row.
The tradition continues. BECU presents Beanie Night when WSU takes on Stanford November 4th. Attend the game and check out BECU's new beanie creation, free for all Coug fans. WSU battles Stanford and BECU Beanie Night November 4th in Pullman.
Next, E.T. behind the scenes of daytime Halloween. Plus,
I'm hanging with Henry Winkler, and we are chatting all about his new book.
It is an E.T. exclusive.
Next, E.T.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30. 4 News Now anchor team, not just in the newsroom, but in the community. We're doing the work, listening to you, asking questions, and getting the answers you need to help keep your family safe. It's what we mean when we say, expect more on 4 News Now.
All right, welcome back. You'll have a few more days to enjoy the fall colors of the Japanese garden in Manitou Park. The city saying it could be open for another week or so, depending on that weather. But I guess that koi pond is going to be getting a lot of rain for those fish in there.
Yes, I would say tomorrow might be a great day, and then probably take an umbrella. It's still going to be pretty, but we do have some interesting weather ahead. No tornadoes, though, unless you happen to be trick-or-treating with Alicia and her son. They sent this picture. He is a tornado and she is a weather reporter. She's got a Weather Channel mic and everything, upside down umbrella. Here's a closer view on this tornado with leaves and crayons and a Christmas tree and Peppa Pig and all kinds of debris. Thank you, Alicia, for sending this photo. It made my day. Very, very cute. Here's a look at our satellite and radar. We have got dry conditions across the entire inland Northwest for trick-or-treat. The clouds have been increasing today, and that may just keep things a little more mild for our trick-or-treaters. Here is our forecast satellite and radar starting off at our current time, and we'll be in and out of the clouds for the next 24 hours or so. Here's 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll get some breaks in the overcast, see a little sunshine, but that rain will be moving in eventually as we get into tomorrow night. Here's Wednesday at 6 p.m. We're still dry, but it will not be long. Probably before midnight, that rain will start, and it is not going to stop for Thursday. Warm front coming in along with it, so we are not going to be seeing I don't think any valley snow with this first event, and most likely not with the subsequent events. Here's our chance of rain on Thursday. 100% in the morning. It doesn't get down to 60% until about 5 o'clock and then finally tapers off Thursday evening, just in time for another round of rain to move in. Here's a look at some preliminary rainfall totals with our Thursday round of wet weather, and they are impressive. 3/4 of an inch common across the area. Some of the heavier totals around the Post Falls and Coeur d'Alene area. Meanwhile, our chance of rain continues through Friday and right on through the weekend and even beyond. Here's a look at your planning forecast. Rain Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Daylight saving time ends early Sunday morning. More rain on Monday and Tuesday. One thing I want to point out is our overnight lows through the 7-day forecast. Tonight will be our last night below freezing, and then we are in the 30s and 40s through the rest of the 7-day forecast. Cold days are coming. Today is the last day to drop off for Coats for Kids. There's a list of the drop-off locations right there. Now, tomorrow morning on Good Morning Northwest, I get to do something fun. I'm heading out to Alsco. Those are our Angel cleaners. They clean all the gently used warm winter coats so that every child will get either a brand new coat or a freshly laundered coat. And I'm going to go show you the operation at Alsco. It is amazing what they can do. A whole lot of coats in a very short period of time, something that would take me non-stop laundry for years and years just to do 1 year's worth of used coats. So then if you go to KXLY.com/coats4kids, you can donate your money or find out places where you can pick up coats, because distribution already is getting underway, Derek.
Yeah, pretty neat to see that Alsco operation for sure, Chris. Thank you. Well, the holidays shopping season is quickly approaching. Tech like cell phones, video game consoles, and tables are most likely going to be on your child's wish list, but those items aren't cheap. ABC's Morgan Norwood explains how to save some cash on electronics.
The race is on to find that perfect holiday gift, and as usual, tech tops the list. But with early deals looking to rival Black Friday, experts say it's important to know what you're looking for and what you're willing to spend.
What we recommend is to keep tabs on some of those products that you're jonesing for, and if you really want them and you've got a certain price in mind that would make you jump for them, and then if you do see that price from one or more retailers, then you can go for it.
Though it may be tempting to treat your loved ones to the newest phones, laptops, and gadgets,
it's also a great time of year to look at those nearly new devices. For most manufacturers, they have released the latest version of their devices, the latest version of their products by October. And so what that also means is that that next newest device usually goes down a little bit in price.
Refurbished items or pre-owned item often restored to like-new condition. Also an option to save cash. But keep this in mind.
If you are going to gift a refurbished electronic device to someone, you want to look for a product that is specifically certified refurbished.
And while you're on the hunt for the best tech, don't be afraid to utilize it in your search. Browser extensions for online shopping could help you detect the best tech savings.
If that same product is available for $5 or $10 less on another retailer's website, you're going to get a notification in real time that that same product is cheaper somewhere else. Almost think of it as digital couponing in a way.
Morgan Norwood, ABC News, New York.
Well, Panera is now warning customers over its highly caffeinated lemonade drink. The drink, which comes in 3 flavors, is marketed as a plant-based instant energy drink. Panera now cautioning customers the drinks have about as much caffeine as Panera's dark roast coffee. The chain recently finding itself in a wrongful death suit over the caffeinated drink. It alleges that 21-year-old Sarah Katz died from a cardiac arrest after drinking the lemonade. Katz had a syndrome that can result in an irregular heartbeat. Her friends say she never would have ordered it had she known it was an energy drink.
She was very vigilant to avoid caffeine. She never drank coffee.
Panera's regular 20-ounce serving size of their lemonade contains 260 milligrams of caffeine. To put that in perspective, a normal can of Red Bull contains 80 milligrams, so more than 3 times as much. And as we head to a break, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup for tonight.
Download the KXLY Plus app for breaking news.
Do you have concrete floors that look like this? Let Everhart Painting floor coating specialists transform your floors with their multi-step coating system. The finished product is spectacular. Call Everhart Painting today and receive $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
My name is Devin.
And my name is Kelly, and PrimeSource helped us cut our interest rate in half on our car loan. Melody Wagner helped us by moving it to PrimeSource from where we had it.
It saved us over $100 a month.
Being a family of 5, yeah, we're trying to find, cutting corners any way we can to make sure that everything's paid for and to have that extra $100. And we're so grateful.
Refinance with PrimeSource Credit Union. Contact us for details.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
Why are developers and right-wing special interests spending over $250,000 to elect Kim Pleas? They know as council president, Pleas will do what they want, like sweetheart deals that leave us paying for roads, sewers, and fire protection, and work to repeal reproductive rights. We don't need Pleas' extreme agenda in City Hall. Let's elect a pragmatic, solutions-focused council president. Betsy Wilkerson will protect our rights and work for us, not the special interests.
Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical guarantees to keep your home safe and warm. Your comfort is Andes' priority. Get ready for the cold with a high-efficiency furnace from Carrier and turn to the experts. Andes offers a wide range of top-quality heating systems that are both reliable and environmentally friendly. Andes' team of experts are highly trained and experienced, so you can trust Andes to diagnose and fix any issue efficiently. Andes Heating, Cooling, Electrical, your trusted Carrier experts since 1972.
From refinishing cabinets, doors, and trim to painting walls and ceilings, Everhart Painting has you covered. Everhart Painting has been Spokane's premier painting contractor for over 50 years. Call Everhart Painting today and receive $500 off. Everhart Painting, your painter for life.
Join us for jackpots, food, and fun at Mr. Clock Casino Hotel.
Well, around the nation now, there's a new lawsuit that's looking to keep former President Trump off the 2024 ballot. Those bringing the case argue that under the Constitution, Trump's conduct on January 6, 2021 prohibits him from taking office again. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details.
This morning, lawyers for former President Trump appear confident they can beat an unprecedented lawsuit which could determine whether Trump is ineligible to hold office again.
Their case is incredibly weak, and they don't prove much of anything except they dislike him. That's really what they've proved.
A group of voters in Colorado filed a lawsuit arguing Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election leading to the January 6 riot at the Capitol should prohibit him from becoming president again.
Trump incited a violent mob to attack our Capitol, to stop the peaceful transfer of power under our Constitution.
The lawsuit invokes the 14th Amendment, written after the Civil War, aimed at people who fought for the Confederacy, disqualifying anyone who engaged in insurrection or rebellion from serving in government. To make their case, lawyers for the plaintiffs yesterday played Trump's message to his supporters on January 6th.
We're going to walk down and I'll be there with you.
But Trump's lawyers argue the former president never called for violence and did not walk down to the Capitol as he said he would.
The best they have is trying to be a mini-me January 6th report. That's the best they've got. Sort of a pretty slick movie production, and that's not real evidence. That's a partisan witch hunt.
The lawsuit is one of several trying to remove Trump from the ballot under the 14th Amendment. A case in Minnesota is set to begin Thursday. Other lawsuits are filed in New Hampshire and Michigan.
Ultimately, the issue seems destined for the U.S. Supreme Court with its conservative majority, though in the past, that's not necessarily been a guarantee of rulings in favor of Donald Trump.
The hearing in Colorado is expected to wrap up on Friday. A judge will decide the case, not a jury. Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, new body cam footage from Maui police shows the tense moments before the wildfires destroyed the town of Lahaina and killed at least 99 people. In this video, you can see officers going door to door, helping people and the elderly from their homes while smoke and fire surrounded them.
Gotta go!
You can also see officers breaking down a cattle gate, even using garden hoses in a desperate attempt to slow the flames to allow more people to evacuate. The Maui police chief commending his officers, 11 of them from Lahaina, lost everything.
You saw officers saving lives. We are sorry for all those who suffered and lost.
Now, while the cause of this fire is still under investigation, there is evidence that it could have been sparked by downed power lines which ignited the dry grass. Officers were heard talking about the power lines blocking roads. The Israeli military has taken responsibility for bombing a refugee camp near Gaza City, leaving craters where apartment buildings once stood. This footage from the scene shows people digging through rubble to reach trapped people buried below. The Hamas-run Interior Ministry reports a large number of innocent people were killed. Meanwhile, the White House says 66 more trucks full of aid and supplies crossed into Gaza over the last 24 hours. Egypt's prime minister says Egypt is working to solve the humanitarian crisis.
People in Gaza don't have enough. They're in a terrible situation right now.
The Israeli military said the target of the strike was one of the Hamas leaders who planned the October 7th terror attack. Here in the U.S., the FBI director is warning the nation that the war in the Middle East could inspire extremists to carry out more attacks against Americans.
Here in the United States, our most immediate concern is that violent extremists, individuals or small groups, will draw inspiration from the events in the Middle East to carry out attacks against Americans going about their daily lives.
More anti-Semitic threats and vandalism have been reported. The nation's largest Muslim civil rights group reports a threefold increase in complaints about anti-Muslim violence. The United Auto Workers strike is coming to an end, reaching tentative deals with the big three automakers, Ford, Stellantis, and GM, which was the final holdout. Now the auto workers will get a 25% wage increase over the next 5 years, a cost of living adjustment, and boost to their 401ks. The union and workers call it a big win.
We need this wage increase. Christmas, you know, Thanksgiving, the New Year, that'll help.
The strike cost the industry an estimated $9.3 billion, and while it may be over, the workers still need to vote to ratify those deals, and that could still take a few weeks.
Download the KXLY Plus app for weather every 10 minutes.
The Matthew Perry death investigation. Next, Inside Edition. New information on the beloved star of Friends, his many loves, Gwyneth Paltrow, Julia Roberts, Cameron Diaz, even Valerie Bertinelli, how he ended up alone, and his obsession with Batman. Was he trying to send his own signal about his life? Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Set your sights on scoring a win at Mr. Quah Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries. Win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Learn more at MrQuah.com.
My name is Bob Rambo, and this is my Summit Cancer Center story. I had lymphoma. I was kind of scared to death, and the doctors recommended I go to Summit Cancer Center. Everybody on the staff there is super neat, nice, and it's kind of like a homecoming. I had lymphoma, and they cured that. I'm very thankful for this cancer center.
I'm Jen, and I'm a member at Canopy Credit Union. I heard an ad on TV. It sounded like a situation that I was in, and I thought, not having the greatest credit, there's a story behind that. It's not just bad credit. It was like, no, like, we're here to just welcome you in and help build a future for you rather than judge you based on your past.
We are a place where when you come here, you feel that your story matters and that we're going to find some way to make your dreams become reality.
Spokane, you have a choice. We can support leaders who want to stand up and protect our community, or we can surrender to crime and homelessness like Bessie Wilkerson, who voted to defund drug investigations. That means she doesn't care about her kids dying of fentanyl overdoses. She also voted against barring homeless camps near schools, parks, and playgrounds. Spokane, let's choose to protect our kids and fight crime. That's why law enforcement and the Spokane Police Guild support Kim Please for council president.
Set your sights on scoring a win at Mr. Quah Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Sun Club card to earn entries. Win your share of over $15,000 in cash. Learn more at MrQuah.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
All right, coming up tonight on Nightside, new details on that deadly house fire in Millwood that killed 2 little boys.
Your 7-day forecast, there's one of these things is not like the others. It is Wednesday, the only completely dry day. That is tomorrow. So I'm gonna take care of some business tomorrow. It's gonna.
You have more to rake still? More leaves?
Well, they're just on the trees. I think all the ones that are on the ground have been picked up, but I gotta move those patio cushions in, or they are gonna get pretty soggy.
Did that last week, actually.
Smart.
Finally, I had to dust off some snow from them, though.
Oh, geez.
As I was doing it. All right, we hope everybody has a fabulous Halloween. Be safe out there. Have lots of fun. You can look for my Danny's crew of Ken and Barbies out there on the South Hill.
Yeah.
See you tonight.
Download the KXLY Plus app for live updates all day. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.